Everybody loves the winner until they see what the winner had to survive. Listen to me carefully. Winning is not pretty. People see the trophy, but they never see the tears on the bathroom floor at 2 a.m. They see the smile in the photos, but they never hear the silence of someone fighting battles nobody knows about. Because real winners, they are born in pain. There's a young man sitting in a dark room right now, wondering if his life will ever change. Bills stacked on the table, phone dry, friends disappeared, family doubting him, dreams looking impossible. And every morning he wakes up with one question burning in his chest. Do I quit or do I keep going? That question right there, that is where winning begins. Not when the money comes, not when the applause comes, not when the world finally notices you. Winning begins the moment you decide your pain will not bury you. Because every champion you admire once had a moment where life hit them so hard they thought they wouldn't recover, but they got back up. That's how winning is done. See, the world has lied to people. They made winning look easy. Fast cars, luxury houses, perfect bodies, millions of followers. But nobody posts the rejection. Nobody posts the sleepless nights. Nobody posts the fear. Nobody shows the days they almost gave up. The athlete who became great trained while injured. The businessman who became successful failed multiple times. The singer you admire cried alone before the world sang their songs. Winning is ugly before it becomes beautiful. And maybe that's why most people never make it, because they stop in the middle of the storm. They stop when it gets uncomfortable. They stop when nobody claps for them. They stop when progress becomes slow. But winners keep walking when nobody believes in them. Let me tell you something powerful. You don't discover your strength when life is easy. You discover it when life is crushing you, and you still refuse to quit. That mother working 3 jobs to feed her children, that's winning. That student studying while fighting depression, that's winning. That person rebuilding their life after heartbreak, that's winning. Because winning isn't always about becoming famous. Sometimes winning is simply surviving what was designed to destroy you. And tonight, somebody listening to this is tired. Tired of struggling. Tired of praying. Tired of waiting. Tired of acting strong. But hear me, your story is not over. The chapter you're in right now is not the final chapter. Pain has an expiration date, and one day the same people who ignored you will ask how you made it through the storm. And you'll look them in the eyes and say, that's how winning is done. There was a time in my life when everything felt broken. I smiled in public, but inside I was falling apart. You ever been there before, where you laugh around people but cry the moment you're alone? Where you tell everybody I'm okay, because explaining the pain feels too exhausting. That kind of pain changes people. I remember nights staring at the ceiling wondering if God had forgotten me, watching everybody else move forward while my life stayed stuck. Some people were getting married, others were buying houses, others were succeeding, and there I was, trying to survive another day. Nobody prepares you for seasons like that. The lonely seasons, the confusing seasons, the silent seasons, those moments where heaven feels quiet and life feels unfair. But let me tell you the dangerous mistake most people make. They think struggle means failure. No, struggle is training. The strongest soldiers are built in battle, not comfort. And maybe that's why your life has been difficult lately. Maybe God is building something inside you that comfort could never produce. Patience, strength, discipline, faith, because weak people break under pressure. But winners are shaped by pressure. Diamonds are created under pressure. Gold is refined by fire. And powerful people are created through suffering. I know that hurts to hear, but it's true. Some of the strongest people walking this earth survived things that should have destroyed them. The reason they walk differently now, the reason they think differently now, the reason they value peace differently now, is because pain taught them lessons comfort never could. And maybe that's your story too. Maybe the betrayal taught you discernment. Maybe the heartbreak taught you self-worth. Maybe the struggle taught you gratitude. See, winning changes meaning when you've suffered long enough. At first, you pray for success. But after pain, you pray for peace. After enough disappointment, you stop chasing attention and start chasing purpose. And that's maturity, that's growth, that's transformation. The world thinks winning is loud, but sometimes the biggest victory is silently healing from what almost killed you emotionally. Some people are alive physically, but mentally destroyed. That's why your comeback matters, not just for you, but for every person watching your life wondering if survival is possible. Because your story gives people hope. Every scar you survive becomes proof that pain did not win. And one day, the tears you cried in private will become the testimony people admire in public. That's how winning is done. One of the hardest battles in life is chasing a dream nobody else can see. People will laugh at your vision before they respect it. Remember that. At first they'll call you unrealistic. They'll say you're wasting time. They'll tell you to be practical. But the same people who mock your beginning will eventually study your success. That's the strange thing about life. Nobody believes in the seed. They only respect the tree. And sometimes the people closest to you become the biggest doubters. Family, friends, people you expected support from. That pain cuts deep because rejection from strangers hurts. But rejection from people you love hurts differently. I remember trying to explain my dreams to people who only saw limitations. Every conversation felt like war. You can't do that? That will never work. People like us don't make it. But listen carefully. If you allow small-minded people to define your future, you will die carrying greatness that never got a chance to live. Sometimes winning requires isolation. You have to disappear, focus, sacrifice, because distractions destroy destiny. And most people are addicted to comfort. They want success without discipline, results without sacrifice, victory without struggle. But life doesn't work that way. Every level costs something. If you want greatness, you must be willing to become uncomfortable. Wake up earlier, work harder, stay focused longer, because while others are sleeping, winners are building. While others complain, winners are improving. While others quit, winners continue. That's why they eventually separate themselves from the crowd. Not because they are luckier, but because they stayed consistent when everybody else stopped. And maybe nobody believes in you right now. Maybe people doubt your future. Maybe they laugh at your dreams. Let them laugh, because one day your results will speak so loudly you won't need to explain anything. That's how winning is done. There comes a moment in every person's life where quitting feels easier than continuing. That moment is dangerous because it never announces itself loudly. It comes quietly, in exhaustion, in disappointment, in silence. It comes after the 10th rejection, after another unanswered prayer, after giving your best and still watching things fall apart. And suddenly your mind starts whispering, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I should stop trying. Maybe I'm not good enough. That voice has destroyed more dreams than failure ever did. Because most people don't lose because they lack talent. They lose because they surrendered mentally. I remember a season where I felt emotionally empty. No motivation, no excitement, just pressure. Every day felt heavy. I was trying so hard to stay strong while secretly breaking inside. And the scary part about rock bottom is this. Nobody always notices when you're drowning emotionally. You can smile and still be suffering. You can post online and still feel lost. You can encourage others while secretly needing encouragement yourself. That's why some battles are invisible. And maybe that's where you are right now. Maybe you're tired of fighting, tired of pretending, tired of hoping things will change. But hear this carefully. The moment you want to quit is often the moment your breakthrough is closest. Because pain has a way of testing commitment. Anybody can fight when they feel motivated. But winners continue even when motivation disappears. That's real strength. The athlete trains while exhausted. The mother keeps going while overwhelmed. The dreamer continues building while nobody supports them. That's how winning is done. Not by avoiding hard moments, but by surviving them. And one day you'll look back at the season that almost broke you and realize something powerful. It didn't destroy you. It revealed you. It revealed how strong you really were. Because there's another version of you hidden underneath the pain. A stronger version, a wiser version, a fearless version. And that version only appears after struggle. So don't quit now. You've survived too much to stop here. The storm may be loud right now, but storms don't last forever. People think winning is about motivation. It's not. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is what changes lives. Because motivation shows up when you feel good, but discipline shows up when you feel nothing. And that's the difference between average people and winners. Average people wait until they feel ready. Winners move even when they're tired. That's why most dreams die. Not because people lack potential, but because they lack consistency. Success is not built in one day. It's built in daily choices nobody applauds. Waking up early, staying focused, practicing repeatedly, choosing growth over comfort. Those small decisions look insignificant at first, but over time, they change everything. The problem is people are addicted to quick results. They want overnight success. But anything built fast usually breaks fast. Real greatness takes time. Trees don't grow overnight. Muscles don't grow overnight. Healing doesn't happen overnight, and neither does success. That's why patience is powerful. Every day you continue despite slow progress, you are building mental strength, and mental strength is priceless. Because life will test you. There will be days nobody supports you, days nothing makes sense, days you feel behind in life, but discipline keeps you moving, even when emotions fail. I once heard someone say, "Your future is hidden in your daily routine." That hit me deeply, because your habits are quietly shaping your destiny. The way you think, the way you speak, the way you spend your time, all of it matters. Winners understand something most people ignore. Your life changes the moment your standards change. If you keep accepting excuses, your life stays the same. But when you decide, I refuse to stay stuck, I refuse to waste my potential, I refuse to quit on myself, everything begins shifting. And trust me, nobody becomes great accidentally. Behind every successful person is a version of them that chose discipline over excuses. That's how winning is done. Some people let pain destroy them. Others let pain develop them. That choice changes everything. Because pain is powerful. It can either make you bitter or make you better. And honestly, some of the most dangerous people on earth are people who turn suffering into strength. People who survive betrayal, rejection, failure, heartbreak, and instead of collapsing, they transformed. See, pain teaches lessons success never could. Pain teaches empathy. Pain teaches endurance. Pain teaches wisdom. That's why people who suffered deeply often carry strength you cannot explain. They walk different, talk different, think different, because survival changed them. And maybe you hate the season you're in right now. Maybe you don't understand why life became so difficult. But one day you'll realize this season was shaping you for something bigger. Because every struggle is developing muscle in your spirit. And sometimes the very thing that hurt you becomes the thing that pushes you into purpose. The rejection pushes you to work harder. The heartbreak pushes you to grow. The loneliness pushes you closer to God. Suddenly the pain that almost buried you becomes fuel. And that's powerful. You stop crying about what happened and start building because of what happened. That's transformation. That's growth. That's winning. People think winners never cry. That's false. Winners cry. Winners bleed. Winners feel pain deeply. The difference is, they don't stay down forever. They rise again. And every time life knocks them down, they come back stronger. That's why your pain matters. Not because suffering is beautiful, but because survival creates strength. And somebody listening right now needs to hear this. What hurt you did not end you. You are still here, still breathing, still fighting, still standing. That means your story is not finished yet. Never underestimate a person who rebuilt themselves quietly. Those are the most dangerous people alive. Because when someone has suffered deeply and survived, fear no longer controls them. They know what rock bottom feels like. And once you survive rock bottom, you become fearless. The comeback season is powerful because nobody sees it coming. People get comfortable seeing you struggle. They get used to your weakness, your pain, your failures. But suddenly something changes. Your mindset changes. Your confidence changes. Your energy changes. You stop begging for validation. You stop explaining yourself. You stop chasing people who never valued you. And quietly, you evolve. That's the part people don't understand. Winning happens privately before it appears publicly. Before the applause comes, there are hidden seasons of sacrifice. Lonely mornings, late nights, silent prayers, private battles. That's where the transformation happens. And one day the same people who overlooked you will be shocked by who you became. Not because luck found you, but because pain transformed you. That's why you should never be ashamed of your struggle. Your struggle is part of your story, and stories create impact. People connect with scars more than perfection, because scars prove survival. And your comeback will inspire people who are currently losing hope. The world loves comeback stories because deep down, everybody wants proof that failure is not final. And that's what your life becomes. Proof. Proof that depression can be survived. Proof that failure is temporary. Proof that broken people can heal again. So keep going. Your comeback is being prepared in silence. At the end of the day, winning is not about never falling. Winning is about refusing to stay down. That's it. Life will hit everybody. Everybody. Even strong people cry. Even successful people struggle. Even confident people feel fear sometimes. But winners make one decision average people don't make. They get back up again and again and again, no matter how painful life becomes. That's why winning belongs to people who endure, people who keep believing when nothing makes sense, people who keep fighting through heartbreak, through disappointment, through loneliness, because eventually persistence breaks resistance. Eventually darkness ends. Eventually prayers get answered. And one day, you will become the person you once prayed to become. The pain will make sense. The struggle will make sense. The waiting will make sense. And when that day comes, you'll realize every sleepless night was building strength. Every rejection was building character. Every painful season was preparing you for the life you have now. So, if you're struggling today, don't quit. Your story is still being written. And the most powerful chapters are often written after the hardest battles. One day people will ask how you survived everything that tried to destroy you. And with tears in your eyes, strength in your voice, and fire in your soul, you'll say, that's how winning is done. If this message touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe. Share this with someone who needs encouragement. And remember, your pain is temporary, but the person you become through it, that lasts forever.